What's good, everybody? And welcome if it's your first time viewing. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm the Nappy Dreamer.
And I'm Kia Blaine.
And we are the
The
Melanin Mindset.
Melanin Mindset.
Friend, you mess it up every Monday. Every single
It's
Monday.
me.
You got one
It's okay.
job.
I'll
It's
take
you.
it. It's me. I
It's
messed it up.
definitely
It's
you.
fine.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. All right. Well,
And-
anyway, I'm
and- It could be me.
Listen, I threw my headphones on just before we came
You
out.
hear my
And
dog selling out as soon as we get on? He was
no,
quiet
I
all
didn't.
the time. Oh my gosh.
Bruh,
Family, if
hold
you're
up.
on here, shut the dog up.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Listen, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, find us at the Melanin Mindset on YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you turn on those notification bells so you can be among the first to know when we go live each and every Monday. Friend, what about 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific? Find us out on Facebook as well, the Melanin Mindset. Look for us on Instagram and Twitter at Melanin Mindset _. And y'all, we wilding out on TikTok, okay? We having a good time out on TikTok at the Melanin Mindset. So go ahead and join in the party, plug in wherever you can, and we will keep you informed about what we got going on. Friend, we only have 3 more episodes till we hit that 1 year mark, bruh?
We hit our 1 year mark. So excited.
3 years. That's it. 3 years.
We've been
3
at this for a
episodes.
year.
Whoa.
That's
We're not going to talk about that. It's intense. And we appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. So, friend, I did the part that I was going to do, but first, I do have something to say before you do the part that you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I shared with you earlier that they erected a statue of Emmett Till in Mississippi on Friday.
Yes, they did.
They
Yes,
sure did. Y'all give it up one time for the one time.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. All right. that was her. She was
you want to let us know who Emmett Till is for the ones that might not know?
Well, I did not prepare a definition for that. I figured everybody knew who Emmett Till was. I need to give them accurate information. You know, I don't like to give.
No, you don't. You can summarize. Here to report.
All right. Yep. You got to. I have to. All right. So anyway, all right, y'all. So Emmett Till was a young man who was sent to vacation, for lack of better words, to Mississippi with his mother's uncle. While he was there, he was accused of whistling at a non-melanated woman. And back then it was frowned upon. So they took it upon themselves to serve what they called justice at the verbal contest of her. So she basically is the one who said he did this.
He said, and mm-hmm.
Did you want me to tell him or you want to tell him, friend?
No, go ahead, because it's annoying. I get a little passionate about certain stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, and so basically
I was trying to be your hype man. I was ad-libbing.
So basically what happened is she said he did it. They did not need any further details and decided to execute this young man in a horrific fashion. When he was located, he was unrecognizable, and his mama said she ain't about them games. She about to lay him out in front of everybody so that they can see what was done to her baby. And she did. And so now here we are, believe it or not even that long ago, probably about 60 some odd years ago when this happened. And here we are now. The woman who said it has admitted that he didn't do it. And so in his innocence, they decided to erect a statue to serve justice for his family. But we are not going to dive in on the version of justice they decided to give. Tonight, we are talking about something different. Friend, go ahead and do that thing that you do.
So tonight, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness and all of our fallen people and survivors, we are going to address this as our community is heavily affected by breast cancer. So we couldn't let the month end without bringing recognition and information that maybe you know or maybe don't know. Even if you do know, I think this is going to be a great episode to share later on with your loved ones who might not be here watching us live. But this is information that is literally affecting us, melanated women and men, at a higher rate than any other race. So like it's really serious that we talk about this.
Absolutely. All right, so I do want you all to be aware that we are fully conscious that other races experience breast cancer, but here at the Melanin Mindset, we speak from a place that we can connect with, and it just happens to
Yeah.
be the melanated community. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to call out, like you said, we are impacted more, but it's a specific type of breast cancer that impacts the Black community at a more alarming rate than any other community, and that's triple negative breast cancer. So, our facts are
Mm.
surrounding the statistics for triple negative breast cancer. So, I want to be sure we make that clear as well. So, friend, I'm gonna give
What is
one,
that?
and then I'm gonna give one, and you can give another. Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay, facts. Fun facts. Now we're gonna do facts. Not fun facts, but just facts.
yeah, just facts. All right. So Black women die from triple negative breast cancer at a rate of 28% over any other race.
Mm.
Um, for some
Black.
reason, for some reason or other, a more aggressive form of breast cancer, triple negative, it it is being developed in the melanated community more than any other community, which is it's a more harsh version of breast cancer. Now,
Mhm.
did we say we had a guest tonight? Because we do, y'all. And
We
she's gonna
have
give a
guests.
little bit more. Yes, she's gonna give a little bit more in depth on triple negative breast cancer when she joins us. But just be aware of that. Friend, go ahead with the next fact.
Next fact says Black women are diagnosed 200% more often than any other race for triple negative breast cancer. I feel like that's what you said. Black women have breast cancer recovery rate of 78%.
Right. We
Mm-hmm.
have Black women have a 40% mortality rate by comparison to any other races diagnosed with breast cancer. A common misconception is that Black women die from breast cancer more than other
Mm-hmm.
races, but it's the triple negative breast cancer that's impacting them, which is a more aggressive form of breast cancer, which is why they're passing away. And then also, we as a community are struggling just a little bit when it comes to getting these checkups that we're supposed to be getting, which is
Mm-hmm.
why that seems to be our mortality rate. So let's be clear, mortality is the death rate. It's a nice
Yeah.
term for death rate. So just be
Mm-hmm.
aware of that. Go ahead, friend.
I lost where I
All of
was.
that.
Okay, Black women
Uh,
are urged to begin. Am I right? Is that where I am? A
you are
40%
right.
mortality rate. What?
You are right. Go ahead.
What?
Number five, friend.
Okay,
Number
Black
five.
women are urged to begin mammograms at 40 years old compared to the recommended 50 for any other race.
Yeah,
Which,
that's intense.
yeah, that's a
That's
whole 10-year
intense.
difference.
That's a 10-year gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, friend, you can keep going from there into the conversation that you started down here for men.
That I think it's interesting that like breast cancer is a very much more severe um disease for women, but there have been cases where men have gotten breast cancer. And so I had investigated whether men get breast cancer, and it says it's most often found in women, but men can get breast cancer too. So about one out of every 100 breast cancers diagnosed in the United States are men. It's an invasive ductal carcinoma, which means that the ducts within their breast area have contracted cancer, and the cells begin in the ducts and they grow outside the ducts to other parts of the breast tissue. And I feel like this is something that we don't think about. But I mean, once we finish going through what we're going through and what to look for, it's something that men should look for too. If anything in that area starts to look, feel, or any different, that it is a concern. You know, you should be concerned. And men, we gotta force men to go to the hospital anyway. So just know that when you see something strange, you should go to the doctor. That's a whole nother episode about us melanated people actually going to the doctor.
Right. Because it's so important. It's definitely important. And it's not even just for the sake of what we're discussing tonight, it's just for overall health. We definitely drop the ball when it comes to overall attending to our health, which is, again, why
Mm-hmm.
some of these statistics are as severe as they are.
Ginger ale don't
So,
cure everything, y'all.
You can't tell
Just
everybody
rub
to go
the
lay
side
down. Not just go lay
Everybody
down.
can't
Go
go
lay down.
let it.
Ain't gonna
We
fix
can't
it.
sleep everything off. A nap
Mm-mm.
don't cure everything.
Mm-mm.
Robitussin don't cure everything. Robitussin don't cure nothing. Let's be very clear.
I can't deal. I can't deal. So we did recommend that they start getting their mammograms. The African American community should be getting their mammograms starting at age 40. But what is a mammogram?
Mm-hmm.
What is a
And
mammogram?
so I feel like in general, you've heard you need to get a mammogram. But like, so what exactly is it? Okay, so a mammogram is an X-ray of the breast area and it's used to examine human breasts for diagnosis and screening. I have heard, I have not had one yet. I am just 40, so I definitely need to go get one. But I haven't heard great things. And there was a part of me when I was younger that would hope that they would invent something that was a little more that may I don't understand why it's 2020 and we still squishing breasts in like pancakes in order to see. Like I feel like technology has gotten so much better and we should have a better resource. But anyway, we don't. So we have some pictures for you to show you. So basically, the breast is compressed horizontally between two plates for imaging. Each breast is compressed diagonally between the plate for imaging so that we get a total 360 view of what's going on inside this breast. Here's another illustration of what's actually happening. So important between at the age of 40, I guess, is when you would go get your first one. And then they recommend that you get one every 2 years after that, up until it's funny because it says up until the age 74. But I mean, if you're still kicking, 2 years go by, I think you probably should continue to get them.
You should still get that checked out. And so, friend, I'll speak to the self breast exam. Do you find yourself regularly self checking?
Mm-hmm.
Do
I
you
do.
regularly
I
self
definitely do.
check? I
I
absolutely
definitely self
regularly
check.
self check. Yes, it
Yeah.
says to pick the same time each month. Now, let me just be transparent, y'all. I gauge mine by my cycle. So that is when I'm checking. I'm checking around my cycle time. So that way I'm not forgetting to check. So if you look at the images here on the screen, you should be able to see what you're using are your the pads of your three fingers and you're feeling for any unusual changes. And a lot of times people thinking that they're only feeling around in the breast area. You need to feel under your arm too.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to
Because
feel
your
under
breast
your
is bigger.
arm. Right. You got to feel under your arm, down at the bottom on the side, under your arm, under your breast. All of that is still breast tissue. And then you're also looking for anything that's abnormal. You're looking for redness, swelling, knots, discharge, any abnormal textures or anything like that. Those are all the things that you're going to be looking for when you're self examining. And it's so crucial that you're doing these things because that is for your overall health. It is
Mm-hmm.
imperative that you do these things because the earlier you catch it, the more likely you are to not end up on the negative side of the statistics. Good gracious, words are hard. The
Mm.
statistics that we just shared. So
Yeah.
with that, we're gonna ease up a little bit on some of those statistics. In let me see here, where are we at on the thing here? You said who
Yeah,
is
I do.
Susie?
I did want to say something to that. Like, the examination is the self examination is like it's like your first step in a prevention detection. Like, you should definitely be examining not only your breast but every part of your body. Like when something looks weird or out of place and you have no idea why. Like this is when you can early detect breast cancer and whatever else might be going on. Like you should self-check. You guys, like in our how often do you guys check? Let's go ahead and say it. I am a every time I'm in the shower checker. I in case you don't know, I am a cancer survivor. I did not have breast cancer, but being a cancer survivor, other forms of cancer are more I am more prone to, so I be checking for everything. Don't let nothing change on me. So yes, I do check. I am a every time I'm in the shower checker.
I am diligently at my cycle checking. But you know, you when you in the bathtub, you touching, you feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah,
checking. But I'm not doing as detailed as I do each month. I ain't gonna tell that tale.
yeah.
But yeah, I am definitely not. Aunt Mona said something down here in the chat. What she got to say down there? Read that one.
When I'm checking, she checked her body. She found a knot in her breast. My Linda also found a lump on 2 different occasions. They were benign. That's my mom. She did get hers removed, and they were benign. But can you imagine if she didn't find them? Like
Could you imagine
what?
she never
You know?
come? Yeah.
Yeah, and then going through that, you check you check more often once you've had a scare. But we're here to say check often. Don't wait until you get a scare. Like just check.
Right. Just check. Just check. It cannot hurt to just check.
Yeah.
So with that being said, friend, I'm looking down here and there's some warning signs of breast cancer.
Yes. So, some warning signs of breast cancer are, and these are warning signs, guys. If you have these, I am very, don't freak out. Like, just go get the information you need to go. You know, over
Right.
here at Melanin Mindset, we are faith based and we believe God can take care of anything. So, do not panic. Just go to the proper avenues that God has placed in this world, these doctors and these things, to get yourself checked out. Now, with that being said, some warning signs of breast cancer are a new lump in the breast or underarm, armpit area, thickening or swelling of any part of the breast, irritation or dimpling of the skin in the breast area, redness or flaky skin on the nipple area, nipple discharge other than breast milk, and it can be blood. I ain't gonna lie. If some blood came out my nipple, I'm freaking out. Because first of all, I'm gonna think it's the devil. I would be losing it. Any change in shape of the breast, size or shape of the breast, and pain in any area of the breast. And any of these things are like, now if you're on hormone, if you're pregnant, if any of those types of things happen, of course you can have these same effects, but they still should be checked out. So it's kind of saying like, you normally have none of these things, and then out of nowhere these things occur. Definitely get them check.
Right. It's better to be over concerned when it comes to your breast health than under concerned. Would you not agree,
Yeah,
friend?
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think it's better to be over concerned than under concerned because I know around my cycle each month, my breasts are tender. They're
Mm-hmm.
quite sore. And with that, any person who doesn't recognize what happens with their body would have a whole heart attack. But I'm just saying, like, those are normal symptoms. But if they are exceeding what you are used to, you definitely need to. Don't say, oh, it's just a little worse this month. No, call your doctor. Don't
Mm-hmm.
disregard it. Don't ignore it. We understand hormone spikes can cause those things, but don't ignore it. Let's see here. We got a couple of comments in the chat. You pulling us up? Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is a good question from Shania, and I would like anybody watching to chime in because I really don't know the answer to this one. But if you guys do, please chime in. Doesn't matter if you're checking while your menstrual cycle, since your breast could feel different during that time specifically. And I would say yes. That's why I tell you I check all the time because and during my menstrual cycle, and just like you said, sometimes there's extra sensitivity and there's things like that. But you usually know not to be alarmed if it's something that always happens. What did I say? Why is my husband apologizing for me? What did I say?
There's
I
no
don't know.
telling. You say a lot
Ain't
of
no
things.
telling. Ain't no telling. We'll watch it in the playback. I
Yeah.
have had both breasts, and in the doctor said it is spread to my bones, calling it stage 4. The second round, I had no symptoms. Wow.
Mm. And how are
So
you
that
doing now, Mona?
And that's why it's important to do the mammogram and the exam, because now, like she's saying, she didn't have any symptoms with the exam. So it was the mammogram and maybe a biopsy. You could correct me or let us know, Mona, if that was the case. That let it know. So everything we're saying is important.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I saw that you wrote on the notes here, friend. You said, "Does the correct size bra impact anything?" I don't know.
Okay, so I looked it up. I looked it up, and
Okay,
there's no scientific evidence that says that bras do or do not contribute to cancer. But if you are wearing a bra that is too tight, it can restrict the lymphatic system from flowing the way it is supposed to be, which could cause some problems, whether it's cancer or not. There is no scientific evidence to that. So I thought it was important for us to talk about how to make sure you're wearing the right bra size, because I'm not going to name any places, but these places where they got these little cute girls working with these A cups, pulling out this measuring tape, trying to measure you and tell you this is your bra size, a lot of times it is very incorrect. And you are walking around with back pain despite the fact that you so-called got size for the correct bra. So I am here to explain how to proper. I feel like I might be a little expert. I might have a little future business coming up. I'm here to help you understand how bra sizes work. And it's crazy. Like, we walking around here with boobs and we just listen to whoever tell us, oh, you this size. Why? Why am I that size? How did you come up with that number? And so here's the simple take. When you measure yourself for a bra, put on the best bra you have, right? It might not be the right size, but whatever you got. You're going to measure underneath your boobs. And when I say underneath, lift them suckers up, put that measuring tape around. You might need help if you got big boobs because you might not see the number. And you want to pull it snug around that back area under your boobs and get the number. And you want to round it to the nearest even number. So if it was like 38 and a quarter, you can go ahead and say 38. But if it was like 38 and 3/4, we're going to say 40.
Not a math lesson, friend.
I'm just saying, you're going to round it to the nearest even number. So if you're 35, we're going to go to 36. If you're 41, we're going to go to 42. Okay? And remember, you want the tape to be snug. Then you're going to take the tape and you're going to measure around the widest area of your breast. Right? And you're going to take that number. So let's say if your under boob was 40, right? And then your boobs area was 42, your bra size would be 40B. So what it is each letter, each difference of those numbers. So you're going to subtract the big number from the small number. If the difference is 0, you're double. If you go 40 here and 40 there, you're a double A cup. If you 40 here and 41 here, you're an A. 42, B, 43, C, so on and so forth. Now, different, the UK measures different than the United States. So you can always look up the charts. But it's basically you find your letter. The letter is the size of the cup, and the number is the size of the band. A proper bra, your boobs will sit comfortably inside of the cup, kind of like a baby in a baby carrier. It's just going to lay right in there, nice and gently. It does not tight, but it's supportive, if that makes sense. And you just had a good bra sizing experience, didn't you?
I sure did. I was in denial. All right,
and so I've been telling her for so long, sis. Listen, that's not your size.
Can I tell on myself, please? Thank you. But seriously, my entire adult life, I have been walking around wearing like a 46 triple D. I finally went and got sized, and I am a 40I. My life changed when I put the right bra on. When I say, yes, I do still have uncomfortable back pain because my boobs are huge. Yeah. But but with the correct sized bra, I have definitely experienced less pain in the middle. Like straight down my back, the pain has relieved astronomical amount. Yeah. Awesome. The only downside though, not only, I'm going to say one of the biggest downsides sides is I have to make sure I have the bra that's padded on the strap. Because, girl, if it ain't padded on the strap, my whole shoulder dents in. Because the girls are heavy, honey. The girls are heavy. They heavy, honey. But since I've been wearing the correct size bra, it's been amazing. It really has. You want to share anything about your sizing outside of what you've shared with us?
Not really, because my size is disrespectful. My sizing is a little disrespectful. I don't know if I want to share. Y'all gonna be talking about me, but anyway.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they talking about you already, friend. They are
my size, and I will share. My size is a 38O, and that is in US sizing, which means my boobs are like that. The number difference between my boobs and my back is like 15. So, but again, I was like you, most of my adult life, wearing the wrong size bra, back hurting, the bra straps digging into my shoulders. Girl, the first time I put on a bra and that middle part sat on my chest, what? I didn't know that was possible.
Bro, I felt like the corn boy. Listen, I felt like the little boy from Corn.
Girls wearing the little Victoria's Secret bras. I wish my bra separated my boobs. It is definitely life changing. So if your boobs ain't separated, get sized the right way. I'm telling you, to change your life.
Please do, please.
Girl, the seatbelt actually fitting on my chest.
That part.
Like, it's so much that you don't think about when you don't understand other people's struggle until we know you love them, Jimmy. Thank you.
All right, friend, we about to hit that time. Listen, y'all. If you did not already know, we are brand ambassadors for Dianu Apparel. All right, we are brand ambassadors for Dianu Apparel, which means Dianu provides our viewers with a 15% discount on all items listed on their website, including clearance, okay? 15% savings, including clearance, y'all. So make sure that you're either clicking that link down in our description box below or shopping at dianu.com using promo code Melanin Mindset to save today. And we keep encouraging y'all to get y'all outfits together for Black Panther because it's coming. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So when we get back from our break, I'm going to just go ahead and turn the corner now, friend, before I send them off with this video. When we return back from our break, we are going to be presenting to you all a small intro of our visitor that we have tonight. I can't even talk. All right, we're going to have a visitor. And then after that, she is going to share with you her experiences. And we have a few questions for her as well. She is willing to answer you all's questions as well. We are just thrilled to have Julia. I'm sorry. She made Julius, not Julius, but Benita Roten. Yes, it's Benita Roten. And she's laughing off stage right now. And she knows why she's laughing. But it's Benita Roten. And she'll be joining us tonight, y'all. And she'll be sharing her experience with breast cancer as she celebrates today her 3rd year anniversary. Y'all give it up. We're going to commercial and we'll be right back. What's good, Mindset family? The Melanin Mindset is thrilled to announce we are the newest brand ambassadors for Dianu Apparel. Dianu Apparel is a Black-owned apparel company that offers trendy African-inspired prints in each and every garment. They're offering our listeners 15% off their purchases just by using promo code Melanin Mindset. There's something for him, there's something for her, and there's even something for the kids. So head right over to dianu.com using the description link down below, or just simply enter Melanin Mindset at checkout and save today. Yes, have to give it up one more time. Make sure y'all are shopping dianu.com and saving your 15% today. So as I said before we went on break, Benita is going to be sharing her story with us tonight. And before she joins us, I'm going to play a quick video clip. Friend, are you ready?
I am ready. I was going to share a picture of my daughter and the Dianu stuff, but I couldn't get it fast enough. So go ahead.
Oh, man.
It is Thursday, October 24th, 2019, and I am on my way to my last chemotherapy appointment. I have my rock star support team. There's my big sis in the background, and my awesome husband, Cedric. I love them so much. They have put up with all of my emotional craziness, but we got this.
Y'all give it up, give it up, give it up as she joins us on the screen. The one and the only, and I'm going to get it right this time, Benita Roten. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you for sharing with us.
Hello.
Not her being shy.
Love it.
Oh, man. So before we start in on some questions to you, did you want to share a little bit with the viewers this evening? Tell them who you are and what you dealt with and things like that.
I do want to sidebar on the bra fitting real quickly, only because I too had the same experience. I was probably 30 before I actually knew my true size. And the key is definitely going to a place that specializes in bras only.
Yes.
They have the right people there. They will measure you and get you fitted to the proper size. And it does make all the difference in the world to your body. So just a little sidebar. I want to agree with you ladies there. It's definitely important to go get a proper fitting to learn what size you actually wear. Yeah. I see my son is on here. I love you too, baby.
Yes.
That's my mama.
Period. Yes, I put him up on the screen.
Oh, you did it already.
While she was talking, yes. And that's true. I went to a place called Soma, and they literally just do bras and panties. Nothing else. They just got bras and panties. All right. So with that, I guess I'm gonna just kick you off with some questions. How about that?
That's
so,
fine.
What type of breast cancer did you have?
I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer on April 2nd, 2019. The worst day of my life. But God, 3 years later, and I'm still here. So I'm very thankful. I didn't even know that there were different types of breast cancer until I went through my journey. I just thought breast cancer was breast cancer until my journey started. So it is definitely a good idea to get informed. It's a good idea to get checked on a regular basis, because from my story, I was regularly getting checked. I literally went from 1 year to my next annual, and it had appeared. As you mentioned earlier, triple negative is a very aggressive form of breast cancer that is mostly found in African American, Asian, and Hispanic women. And my biggest, I guess, plea would be for people to just go get checked. For me, I was caught at stage 0. So early detection makes a big difference. But ironically, in just 3 months, the tumor grew from 1.5 centimeters to over 4 centimeters, bigger than a golf ball. So it is very aggressive. So it is so important that we get checked on an annual basis and do our self breast exams, because it's so important, because it can sneak up on you. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of people are dying. The mortality rate is high because we're not doing what it takes to be examined. And there's so many agencies and organizations out there now that offer free or extremely discounted mammograms that we really don't have an excuse to not being checked on a regular basis.
Yeah, agreed.
So true. So did they give you, when you found out you had breast cancer, did they give you options for resolution like immediately? What was that experience?
So for me, the original tumor, and I'll explain in a moment why I say original tumor, was found in my right breast. And so once they did the biopsy and it came back positive for cancer, then of course they send you for other imaging to make sure that nothing's showing up anywhere else in your body. Well, for me, once I did the breast MRI, another small tumor had appeared, also in my right breast. And excuse me, I had been toiling between, we as women, self-esteem issues,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose my breasts. So do I do a lumpectomy? Do I do a single mastectomy? Do I do a double mastectomy? I was
Mm-hmm.
really toiling until they told me that second tumor had appeared, which they weren't sure if it was cancerous at that time, but that was enough for me to say, take them both. I decided right then and there to do a double mastectomy, which I'm so glad I did, in the grand scheme of things, because that little tumor that they didn't think was cancerous turned out to be cancer as well. So I had two tumors in my right breast. So I'm so glad that I made the decision with my family, to go ahead and do a double mastectomy.
Mm.
Wow. I know that was a big decision.
It was, and it
Yeah.
still is. I have my moments, but I did go through, breast reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Technology today is amazing where when I had the double mastectomy, they were able to insert the expanders then. So I had consultations prior to my actual surgery. So there were actually two operations that happened on me that day. It
Oh
was the
wow.
double mastectomy, and then the plastic surgeon came in to do his part to put the expanders in so that my skin, as it was healing, would heal properly to prepare for the implants down the road.
Mm.
Okay.
So it was quite an experience. I told
Mm-hmm.
everyone during that time, I don't know why anybody goes through a breast augmentation on purpose. you know,
Yeah.
Outside of people who want to, do a reduction, I totally get that. But for someone I just don't get it, because it was a lot. And my husband and my sister, they had four drains on me. They had to measure them daily. We had to keep a log, to make sure that I wasn't being infected. And it was quite a chore, but we got through it.
Yes. How important was that support system for you while you were going through it? It
So
sounds like you had a great one.
I did. I had an amazing team from my medical staff, because the moment I was diagnosed, they knew, when they brought me in, that the test was positive. So my husband and my sister went with me to that appointment. And I remember walking in the room and seeing this pink backpack on the table. And for me, that just told me then that I was definitely positive before they said one word out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then they told us that I was positive for cancer. And they right then had everything set up. They already had an appointment scheduled for me to see the breast surgeon. They had already contacted an oncologist for me. So it made my life so much easier not having
Mm-hmm.
to go out and find those people on my own. So from my medical staff to my family, I had an amazing, support system. And I thank and praise God for all of them every day.
Nah, that does have all the difference, because can you imagine just being told and then just sitting there going, okay, now what?
Exactly.
So yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
So you mentioned your husband. You mentioned your husband, and he was there to support you throughout breast cancer. How was, and we have had conversations about marriages before, some trials and tribulations, but never anything like this. So
Mhm.
how did your breast cancer impact your marriage?
I would say it made us stronger. One thing, and he jokes with me about it, because one thing a lot of people may not realize, my husband and I had only been married 6 months when I got
Wow.
this diagnosis. So for me, I know our vows were for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, but he throws it up in my face now, where he's like, you told me to leave. It
Mm,
wasn't fair, because that was just kind of where I was in that moment
You
initially.
told him
yeah.
to leave?
Well, not
Yeah.
leave. I told him I would understand if he didn't want to be with me anymore, because he didn't know he was marrying an injured person, which was my shock and my hurt and my pain is what was speaking at that time.
That's what was speaking. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what.
I feel like there's something about wedding vows. Like, it's just like you. Yeah, I said for better for worse. I didn't know worse was gonna come this fast though.
Like, listen, when I was talking to her earlier, I was like, he just bought the car. He did not know there was a knock under the engine. Like, I just bought the car. What you doing? Oh man. So we shared a video, Benita. We shared a video before you came out of the process of you shaving your head. How was that?
On that day, I was okay. It was leading up to it because I didn't know it was going to happen so fast. My first chemo treatment was on June 6th, ironically a day before my birthday. And by the end of June, I was literally just combing my hair and just globs of hair was coming out. So I had to make the decision. I didn't want to just walk around looking with little sprigs on my head. So I said, you know what? I just need to go on and just take the plunge and shave my head. So that's what I did. It was interesting looking at myself bald. But again, another challenge that we made it through, and people just telling me that I look cute and all of that. I felt like a lot of people, were just being kind.
She was killing the head wrap game.
Now, girl,
she was killing it. She was killing the head wrap game. Listen,
my husband is actually in the background now saying, "Tell the story." So the story he's referring to is the same day that my hair was shaved bald. I was still, self-esteem. And we had gone to pick up some to-go food. And as soon as I got out of the car, this gentleman started hitting on me.
Bald head and all.
Bald head and all. So he told me to get back in the car. So, but
girl, if that confidence was lacking, it was all right then.
Exactly. Gave me the confidence I guess I needed. That's how God works. He's a ram in the bush always in every situation. So I felt like that was his way of letting me know you're okay. You're just as beautiful as you always were.
Oh, wow. Let me see here. We got a couple of comments happening in the chat. I've never stressed about having cancer. Never cried or said, why me? I thought I was cute with my bald head and Afrocentric earrings.
I know that's right. I know that's
I know that's right. Let me get that confidence.
Love it. Let's see. We got some more in here. Oh, we got here. Thank you, Benita, for sharing your story. God bless you and your family. You are truly a warrior. Love it. Yes, we appreciate y'all when y'all act like y'all have some act right when we have visitors come through the house. We appreciate it. Let's see here. What's another? Yes, you mentioned that you got implants, right? And it happened right away. Was there a reason? Was that like suggested by the doctor, or was it just a preference thing? How were you computing that process?
Well, that was part of the process. They asked, what do you want to do? Once you make the decision of the double mastectomy or mastectomy, they ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to go with implants? And so if you do want to go with the implants, that's part of your team. You immediately get with a plastic surgeon, because that plastic surgeon has to be in there when the double mastectomy is happening. So with that initial visit with him, the questions were, what size do you want to become? Do you want to be smaller? Do you want to be bigger? What do you want? For me, I was like, can I just go back to where I was? That's all I want. I don't need anything extra. Just take me back to where I was. I was good with where I was. So based on that is how he determines the expanders that he puts in, because there's different levels. Because even with the expanders, he after I think 2 weeks, they started pumping up the expanders. It was a process. It was about a 4 to 6 week process where they were increasing the size of the expanders. So my mastectomy was in May. but I didn't have my first reconstructive surgery until December. So I had expanders that entire time. But most people, unless I told them, they didn't even know that
So
I
I'm
had
confused.
expanders.
So the expanders are in after they remove the breast,
Right. So once
and
they
it's
remove
holding
all
that
of the breast,
tissue. It's keeping that
right,
tissue stretched out. Okay.
exactly. Because I was in surgery, I think almost 3 hours
Wow. Okay.
between
Okay.
the two, which
How important, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand, how important was your health before you got these surgeries?
so I was actually in pretty good shape. I didn't have anything major going on, just, little irritating things. I had been dealing with lymphedema about a year before
Okay.
the diagnosis. Not sure what that had to do with anything. One of my medical friends told me she felt like that was my body then preparing or warning me that something was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's a true
Yeah.
medical fact or scientific fact. But overall, I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So that probably helped you along in being able to get that procedure like that in the same day.
Right. And another thing, too, just to help people, one thing when I went to my oncologist, they immediately do or offer you to take a gene test so that you can learn if this was genetic,
Mm-hmm.
so that you're informed because I have a sister and I have sons. And so
Mm-hmm.
you need to know if that trait is there. So for me, it was not hereditary. I didn't have either of the BRCA genes.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
So a lot of people think, well, it doesn't run in my family, so it won't happen to me. And I'm living proof that
That's not true.
that's not a true statement.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, Bonita, we're going to ask you on your way, as we're starting to turn the corner. It's our final little corner here. Um, how is recovery looking for you present day? Because you're celebrating 3 years. Yes, 3 years. And it's literally 3 years to this day, this
To
actual
this
day
date,
that
yes,
you are
Mm-hmm.
ma'am.
on your way to get your final therapy session. So, what is recovery looking like for you?
I will be completely honest. Recovery has been interesting. With me being diagnosed in 19 and having my last treatment in October of 19, as we
Mm-hmm.
all know, COVID came up in 20.
Yes.
So
Mm.
just 8 months from my last treatment, I got COVID.
Oh wow.
And I was not completely recovered from chemo, and chemo was brutal. I will not sugarcoat that at all. Especially my first 4 sessions, they were brutal. Um, every time I went in, my oncologist says, "I know you hate me even more." I'm
Hmm.
like, "You're too nice of a guy, but I am too happy with you right now." But it was brutal, and all the negative things that can go on, I experienced.
Wow.
So with COVID happening, I was starting to make improvements, but we all know COVID can attack our neurological system.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, getting COVID 8 months after, 7 months after my last treatment, I went backwards. A
Mm.
lot of things that I had experienced, which was the taste, smell, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that stuff just ballooned all over again. And even to this date, I still have challenges sometimes with smell and taste. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
trust myself a lot with taste anymore because I have good days, I have bad days, and I never know which one it is
Which one? Yeah.
when I'm
Wow.
tasting things. So it has been interesting. I've had some challenges, quite a few. I'm actually still dealing with neuropathy from chemo, 3 years out. But my doctor did explain to me for some people that does happen. And he said 10 years from now, I may wake up and it's
Mm-hmm.
completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been a challenge. But let me tell you, when I was diagnosed, my sons were 17 and 17 and 13. And there's nothing that would stop me from doing it all over again, just to be here, to see them grow. Um, that was my deciding factor. You know, I knew chemo was going to be rough, and even with all that I've been through, if I had to do it all over again, it wouldn't even be a second thought, because my kids are blossoming and they're growing. They're doing amazing, wonderful things, and I'm here to see it.
You're here to see it. Oh, yes,
God. So I'm thankful for it, but it has been rough for me, to be perfectly honest. It has been rough.
Well, Kia, did you have any other questions for Benita?
But God,
that's
that
right.
part. Listen, we didn't know she could make it.
What's the song? God did.
God did. And that's
what he did before, he'll do again.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Listen, don't start. All right. Friend, did you Oh man.
I'm just happy that you're here and that this journey went the way God planned for it to go, and you here to see your sons grow up and live life, and that is like the most important part. And hopefully this episode and these messages get out to people and go get checked and save lives.
Absolutely.
Amen. And I do want to do a little plug. My son is part of the incomparable Marching 100 of Florida A&M University. So just to be able to see him perform and live out a dream of his, and him to be so excited and proud. He's also a very successful student there. My youngest son, Kennedy, has just grown into this young man that every day I'm like, who are you and where did you come from? And he's in the band following his brother's footsteps as well. So I'm just one happy, blessed mama.
Yes.
Look at them. They lighting up the chat right now.
Yes, they are.
She done hyped everybody up. Here they come. Yep, God did.
God did.
Yes.
Yes, he
and
did.
I mean, you are here to tell the story. I know you said recovery has not been the easiest road to travel, but that smile on your face lets us know you are yet pushing forward. And for that, we can't do anything but be thankful to God for his virtue and mercy. It is just, I mean, exceeding anything we could expect. And we look forward to hearing more from you. Amen. Don't lose touch with the Melanin Mindset, girl.
Oh no, ma'am. Thank you guys for having me.
Would you like to give every week we give our viewers a word of encouragement? Would you like to give them a word of encouragement or tip of the week? It's a tip of the week so they can get through until next episode.
Wow. I would just say be encouraged. No matter what things look like. Just keep looking up and leaning and depending on God, putting your faith in God. And when you think, just because one statement that my former pastor used to say all the time was, just because it looks like you're losing doesn't mean that you are. So just stay focused, keep your mind and your eyes on him. He has all the answers. We just have to trust him.
Love it, love it, love it. Yes. So once again, thank you so much for being with us tonight, for joining in with us tonight, and just sharing a part of your story with us and our viewers. Friend, I don't have anything else. What about you?
I'm good.
Word up. So with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Make sure that you share this content with someone you care about. If you're watching the playback, do us a solid and drop a comment down below and leave a word of encouragement or even a question if you have it, and we'll be sure to get it back to Benita on your behalf. All right. So with that, y'all have a blessed rest of your night. We out of here, y'all.
All right. Y'all have a good